Why have you not cut interest rates today?
Well, we've had good news. Inflation has come down. It's come down as we expected. But we have still got some way to go, particularly with what I call the more persistent bits of inflation. That's particularly the services element. It's about half the total basket of prices. That's still at 6%. Now, we don't need to see it come all the way down to a sort of sustainable level, consistent with the target, but we do need to see further progress. But I do want to give this message very strongly. We've had very encouraging and good news. So I think, we can say we're on the way.
But not quite yet in terms of...
Not quite yet, because as I say, we've got to see more evidence that this is sustained, and particularly sustained across the, across the whole sort of, in a sense, mix of things that form the inflation basket. But it is good news.
And you said that we don't need to have it come all the way. It's probably worth just clarifying what you mean by that. You mean the services element don't have to cut?
Well, we don't have to actually get inflation all the way back to target sustainably to cut rates, for instance, because what we have to do is be convinced that it is going to go there. We should act ahead of time in that sense, because we have to be forward-looking.
Are you still convinced one of the reasons for caution that you've expressed before is that inflation will go below target partly because of the energy cap, but then it will sort of bump back up again over the summer? Now, the OBR don't predict that. Do you still stand by that forecast?
Well, that's the forecast we made at the beginning of February. We'll make another one beginning of May. We did have that view back in February because we are going to see quite a drop in inflation because when the next Ofgem price setting takes effect. So that will be the April number that comes out in May. Now, we did think back in February, yes, but that will come off as these sort of annual effects work out. We'll take another view on that in May.
Markets pricing in 2 or 3 cuts this year. Is that what people in home should expect?
Well, I'm not going to endorse the market curve, but I think it's reasonable that markets are taking that view given the way inflation has performed. But that's not a prediction from me as to what's going to happen, either on timing or amount. But I am encouraged.